Okay, so it has been a little while, I know. Let me lower you a little bit. I think that will make a difference. I've kind of got you stacked up. I'm not using my tripod and bounce you around some. There we go. Yeah, that's a little better, right? Okay, so um, once again, it's been a little while, but basically putting it, I hadn't like given up, but at the same time, I hadn't been putting in my greatest effort. Like I had tried to take up logging my food again. I had stopped logging my food. Um, I'm still like eating more balanced. Um, but I've been staying up late, and that's causing me to eat again. And I've been eating a little bit more sugar than what I really should be. Um, I've really just more or less let myself go. But at the same time, I've really not given up. I've been uh, feeling really bad about how I've been doing. So at least in my conscience mind, I have known where I've been failing. But on the better note, like, I don't know if you'd say it's a better note. I've been jumping between 219 something and 221 something. So it's like, but I have been crying out to the Lord about it and everything and really wanting to do better. Because it's been making me feel really miserable. And I know where I've gone wrong, but I've also been trying to take the bull by the horn. So last night, um, sometimes Tally likes to eat her dog food on the floor. And so she ate what she wanted, and then I had to pick up the rest. And as I was cleaning up the rest of the dog food, the Holy Spirit told me to give it 30 days. Well, yesterday was November the 31st, the last day of the month. Today is December 1st. My birthday is December 30th. So it would actually coincide with my birthday. Now, I had told myself like a day or two ago that I wanted to be 216 by this Friday, and by Christmas around 209 to 205, and by my birthday 205 to 200. And so, I'm kind of giving myself goals, but I was still like, even though I'd had a plan, I wasn't really like set on it, or more like I wasn't really doing it. I had a plan, but I wasn't really doing it. But last night, when the Lord told me to give it 30 days, as like a fresh encouragement, because I told him last night before I went to bed that I am wanting fresh motivation. It is so hard to keep motivated when you end up slipping. But yesterday, earlier in the day, I had caught Corey, whose channel is Redefining Strength. And she was saying how that just because the scales doesn't move, if you're losing inches, then that's still a good thing. And then she went on to explain that about the muscle, that the bigger thing for us to concentrate on is building muscle, because muscle is an awesome metabolism for burning fat even while we sleep. Well, I had been seeing like this older woman in an ad campaign showing off her ripped abs and her ripped arms, saying that no equipment, no gym, just her own body weight, da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. Well, of course, I'm not going to buy into the program, but she shows a few of the exercises. And so what I done was I took what I saw her do, and I am I'm trying to keep up with doing them, but when I do them, I try to make sure to engage my abs, because if you've got if you've got very strong abs, then most generally the rest of your body is strong. Not to mention, it gives you a better posture. Your back doesn't give you so much trouble anymore, you know. So when I was watching Corey and her saying to focus more on building muscle so that you have a constant fat burn, that had actually reminded me, because I had been thinking I need to get back out there and start walking again. And the truth of the matter is, I don't quite feel like walking anymore as much as I love to walk, because I mean, I love walking. I absolutely love walking, but I have been feeling so poorly. About the only strength that I have left anymore, which probably has a lot to do with staying up late, is being able to walk to work, do my 4-hour shift or however long they've got me, and walk back home. And that, my boss has been giving me more days. So, that's about all the strength I can muster up. But I'm wanting to have more strength. And I know that if I build muscle, then I will have more energy. And maybe in the near future, I would fill up to walking again. I don't know. But I do know that I am serious about getting rid of this fat. So it really helped a lot for me to listen to Corey and to be reminded that the muscles is what really counts. And how she explained it was, cardio is good for burning calories at that moment, but muscles burns fat in the long run. So I have been wanting to stick to a nightly ritual of going to bed by 10. And I've got my clock set on my phone to go off at 9. Now, the reason why I say by 10 is that gives me around an hour to have a good talk with the Lord before bed. And, if I would find myself praying after 10, that'd be different. That would be completely different, because it'd just be me and the Lord instead of me and YouTube. And so, basically putting it, like, for the old, I have started intermittent fasting again. And I haven't done intermittent fasting since around, I don't know, I think I might have switched over to OMAD around March of 2019. So I haven't done intermittent fasting since the earlier months of 2019. Well, no, I done intermittent fasting during 2021 or 22. It was either 2021 or 2022. And then different situations came up and kind of knocked me out of doing that. And I was losing weight then, but I was walking the house. But so I've gone back to intermittent fasting, and I'm doing 18-6. But rather than like eating from 12 to 6, I have set the time to be from 9 to 3. And the reason for that is because a lot of times my work schedule has got me going into work at 5:15. And because I walk, I get ready early. So 3 o'clock is pretty well the latest I can eat. So I have got it set that I start fasting at 3. But since I had attempted to start doing the intermittent fasting again, even though I stopped eating around 3, I find myself eating again around 9 because I'm staying up late. So I kind of blow that. So that's where these 30 days are coming in, starting today, that I stick to the intermittent fasting where I start fasting at 3 o'clock. Now, whether or not I eat exactly at 9, it don't matter. I can start eating at 12 or whatever, the longer I fast, But as long as I start fasting once again at 3, and then for me to head toward bed after my clock goes off at 9, take the time out to spend time with the Lord before I go to bed. And I've also, I had stopped logging my food, so I'm going to attempt to start logging it again. That way I'll make sure that I am within the calorie range. According to I can't think of the name of the app now. My diet diary or whatever the name of that app is. According to that, I have got a limit of 1,600 something on calories. So I'm really wanting to try to stick at least around 15 and try not to be any lower than 12. And so by me doing that, me making sure that my calorie count is right, which means I definitely have to make sure that my portions isn't over. That's the other thing that I've been dealing with. I've been giving myself pretty good sized portions, which is not intelligent. So by me logging my food and making sure to stay within the bracket of around 12 to 15, even though I'm allowed a little over 16, that will definitely bring uh, my portions down. Stopping and starting my fast at 3, and heading toward bed just after 9, whether or not whatever time I get to bed, as long as I am in my room shortly after 9. I am really looking for this to work out to my benefit. I mean, there's a reason why that the Holy Spirit told me to give it 30 days. So I'm looking forward to seeing just what takes place. And if the scales, that was the other thing. I was really relying on the scales and not anything else. But by this time, I definitely know, because of the way my clothes have started fitting once again, that, yeah, the scales are pretty much on it for the moment. But what Corey said, that if I'm still losing inches or my clothes are fitting better, regardless of what the scales show, then I am in a good place. So here's to giving it the 30 days that the Lord told me to do and seeing what is what. So this morning, I didn't take any measurements, but my weight this morning is starting out at 219.5. Maybe it would pay for me to take measurements as well, but I can definitely say this. I am currently wearing between size 16, 18s in pants. So we'll just see where it takes me. So that is focusing on gaining strength or focusing on building muscle. And the routine that I'm doing for that takes not even hardly 5 minutes, honestly. So that, the intermittent fasting from 9 to 3, the going to bed right after 9, not staying up late, and the journaling of my food and keeping the calories between 12 and 1500. That's what I'm going to stick on. And I asked the Lord to work with me on it, because I'm not wanting to slip up on this. I'm wanting to see just where it takes me to do this for 30 days. And what I'm hoping will happen is that by me doing this for 30 days, I will end up having a brand new habit. That it not only is a 30-day see what happens, but a 30-day switch into a good habit. And so that's kind of a fresh motivation. And it's going to be interesting to see where I'm at on my birthday. I don't know if I'm going to see, sorry about that. I don't know if I'm going to see the scales drop to the number that I'm looking for. But if I at least can slip into the corduroys that I have been wanting to wear, and every time that I get to start wearing them, I end up screwing up, and then I can't wear them again. But this time, to be able to wear them, plus I've got other jeans that I want to be able to fit into. If I lose inches, even without the scales necessarily reflecting that, that will be great. But I would like to see the scales reflected as well. But as Corey explained, fat is a less dense material. It takes up more space because it's not dense, whereas muscle is dense and takes up less space. Anyway, that is what I'm want to focus on being in, and I'm looking forward to seeing the results by my birthday. Anyway, I appreciate you all watching, and I am so sorry for once again not following up with you all, but it's pretty shameful when I let myself go and then I get on and I say, I'm doing it this way and that way, and yeah, I'm this much, and I don't want to give yins that. Even though by me doing that at the same time, I'm letting yins know, look, I'm a human being, I screw up, I'm not doing everything perfect, though I'm trying my best, and, yada yada. It's just, I can't do this without the Lord. And that right there is, yeah, I can't. There's no way. So, yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, and I appreciate you all, and I'm thankful for you all. Just, I love yous. I appreciate each and every person who watches my videos. Anyway, I'm not going to promise you I'll be back with you tomorrow or anything. Like tomorrow morning, my boss has got me coming in the morning. So, that would be that. That's another thing. I can't really keep up with doing the live streams every day because my schedule is always different. I'm not set on a steady schedule. So it's just whatever, whenever, however. But I will be with yins as things come up, like if I'm in a new pant size or if the scales have dropped or how I'm doing or whatever. And, I'll be with you periodically about it and just let you know what's up. Anyway, once again, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you. Thank you. If you're not following yet, I would love for you to follow. I'm always appreciative to new followers. So thank you in advance. Anyway, so I will see you the next time I get on here to share with you what's up. And you all have a great, wonderful day.